In Philadelphia, as the Eagles took on the injury-riddled Green Bay Packers over Wild Card Weekend, one Eagles fan decided to berate a female Packers fan, calling her a dumb, ugly, see you next Tuesday. The man recording tells the Eagles fan not to say that, to which he replies, "You gonna do anything? Then STFU." The woman gives a message to the man next to her, who we would learn is her fiance. And that guy continues recording. Now, the next day, we have an update. And it comes from that Danish guy on Instagram who uncovered the man's identity.
First of all, I'm so sorry that he spoke to your fiance that way. That's totally unacceptable. I would never go to an away game at a Philly stadium. The gentleman who was taking the video, you did the right thing, by the way. Anybody who tells you that a real man would have stepped up or hit him, that's absolutely untrue. A real man could control his impulses and his emotions and be able to calculate that it's not worth going to jail over this asshole. Hello, Ryan Caldwell. I see you're putting everything on private, but not fast enough, are you? It really upsets me the way that you chose to talk to that woman. You don't even know her. Is this how you speak to your wife? Is this how you speak to your mother? Actually, I got a better question. Is this how you speak to your daughter? To the person in the video, you did the right thing by not engaging with him physically, even though he's trying to provoke you into doing so. There was really two ways of handling that. Be able to control your emotions, control your impulses, have the foresight to know that it's not worth going to jail and getting sued by this asshole who's just trying to provoke you. Not worth letting him win and have all that over you and go to jail tonight. You are at a Philly stadium. Had you got into a brawl with him, he would have had the support of like 3 or 4 rows around you. So it is very good that you did not engage in that.
Thank you, Donesh, for your service. And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you.
And yeah, Ryan, I don't know how this is going to affect you moving forward, but the lesson here is it doesn't matter if someone likes a different sports team than you or wishes that your sports team does poorly. That doesn't justify that kind of behavior.
Here's how bad it has gotten for this person. Okay? After Tizzy and Donesh and others entered the chat, this man was on TMZ Sports, to be exact. They devoted an entire article to him. And you know what I like? I like that in some thumbnails of people who have covered this, they put up the guy that was next to him as well. Because silence is a choice. So he was on TMZ Sports. Then the Daily Mail devoted an entire article to him. Now, if you have no idea what the Daily Mail is, that's fine. Sometimes they do stuff like this that is appreciated. And there are other times where they do stuff that just feels like a miss. The fact that this guy is seeing himself getting called out, not just from, the original uploader, and I'll get to his message in a moment, not just on Reddit per se, but actual news organizations to a certain degree, is troubling for him. And also a nice surprising twist of us wanting accountability for errant actions that just don't need to take place. It's a football game. I am diehard Bears fan. Diehard. You will never see me berate a Packers fan. Ever. What's the point? We don't have to be tribal. We're all human. Yeah, I'm going to root against your team for my team. But I'm not going to make you feel smaller as a human being on this planet. Alexander Basara, the original uploader, would caption the video, "What it's like going to Philly, just trying to root for your team. Unprovoked, uncalled for. Packers Twitter, help me out and find this guy. This is not okay. I hate that my fiance had this happen simply cheering for her team." Then one commenter named Dennis wrote, "Respect to you, Alexander. If that were my wife, I'd probably be leaving in handcuffs. Switching seats with her might have been a smart move too, but hats off to you for keeping your cool under the circumstances." Here's his reply, then I'll give mine. It was a tough situation. Surrounded by hostile people, including 2 of his buddies, one his brother. If I got physical, there was no good ending there. See, that is exactly the point that I want everyone to understand, and that I'm glad Tizzy and Danesh hit on as well, which is this. There are so many people in these comments that are saying, "Oh, you're weak, man. You should have stood up for your girl, man. Why didn't you swing on him, man?" Do you understand where they are? First off, they're in the 300s. All right? You're not in a box. You're not even 100 level. You're in 300 level of a Philadelphia Eagles playoff game. We know what happens in the 300 level. Secondly, a stadium full of bleed green Philly fans. Some want nothing more than to pummel the ever-living crap out of a Green Bay Packers fan, just because that's how some sports fans are. It's not right. I wish we would have a coming to Jesus moment with this, but I don't know if we ever will, because as I stated a moment ago, sports are tribal. So if he swings, the optics are bad. They're bad. Yeah, he should stick up for his wife. What he did was the best thing that he could have done given exactly what was happening. Hypothetically, he swings, Eagles fans are going to pounce on him. And then we could have another Brian Stowe. So, do you want that? Because I don't.
Yeah, before I move on to who this guy is, let me quickly say this. The real man in this scenario is the guy who recorded this, is her husband, who didn't swing on this absolute jagaloon, who just sat with it. Because this dude is dressed in Phillies gear. He's dressed as a Packers fan. They're surrounded by drunk Philly fans. And quite frankly, if he had swung on him, all they would have seen was a Packers guy punching a Philly guy, and they would have dogpiled the out of him. And this guy knows it. That's the only reason he thinks he has a set of balls here. Because he knows if anything pops off, he's got a bunch of strangers that have his back who don't know what he said and did. But we're going to make sure that everybody in his life does.
Jake would also reply under this video, "Dude, I feel so bad you guys had to deal with that. People take this stuff way too seriously. It's a blanking game at the end of the day. It's entertainment. We all want our teams to win. I watched this guy's same team beat my team's behinds after traveling 3,000 miles away. I never once let that affect my emotions, and I never once took it out on anyone. Absolutely unacceptable. That behavior should get him banned for the rest of the postseason and multiple home games next year. This clearly isn't his first rodeo." Alexander saw it and responded, "He was doing this stuff all game. I only caught him on my body cam this time. Was the 3rd time he said that here. And I'm not joking. We never provoked him at all." I believe them. Because again, that is how some sports fans are wired. If the Eagles were a stand-up organization, they would ban him and make this known. And then they would put out a press release where ESPN, CBS Sports, Fox Sports, every single major sports outlet would carry it to send a message. Conduct yourself in this manner, you will never attend another game of your teams ever again. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.